welcome back to another collector's discussion. Today we have Kaustic Plastiks updates on their Nosferatu figure. Not only have they showed us some pictures, they've also given an update of the release date, which will be next month. They haven't exactly specified whether it's early September or late September, but I have seen the confirmation that it is next month. So maybe expect in the next following weeks, you know, people that get early access to the reviews, you will start to see them circulating now. And I ordered the deluxe special edition, or whatever they've called it, with the massive diorama set straight from their site. So I would assume they're the first batch ones that will be specifically from their site, and then maybe the Sideshow and the other retailers will get it second. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to get this and do a review, although I'm in a bit of a dilemma now because I feel like I'm in a race against time before the figures that are going to be coming my way now, and my module cases haven't come, so it's just a waiting game to see which one eventually comes. So hopefully I can build my module cases and throw all my horror stuff in there, and I don't have just a shitload of boxes all over the place. But anyway, I'll pretty much end my rambling and get straight into the photos. So if you guys do enjoy this, make sure you like and sub. I'll pull the pictures up now and we'll get right into them. So we've got the photos here, and I do want to specify again that these are the production photos. So this is what we should be getting in hand pretty much. Any decline from this is pretty much false advertisement at this point. And what they've shown here is, in my opinion, pretty serviceable. It looks very, very good. I mean, to be fair, I feel no company could really screw this up. It's a creature design. It's very hard to mess up something that is not supposed to be perfect in the sculpt, you know? Like, it's not like you have to do really in detailed human texturing on this. It's, again, it's prosthetic makeup and all that, so it's actually harder to screw this up, to be honest. But I think Kaustic Plastiks have nailed this. A big standout is the teeth. I love the translucent fangs, pretty much, that this guy has. Something that the Hot Toys Pennywise didn't really nail that much was the teeth and the realism on that. I think this completely knocks that out of the water. It looks like he's got rooted sideburns, or whatever's left of his sideburns. I don't remember seeing that in the listing. I haven't seen this for a while, so if that's an add-on, that's nice that they've added rooted hair to this. The coat looks really, really good. The buttons look nice as well. I don't even want to mess around and take this off when I get this in hand. I think I'm just keeping it like this. And then we got another photo here of the hands and the claws. Yeah, that looks really, really nice. The texturing and all that. Oh yeah, and as well, this has got the seamless forearms, I think, like the in-art Joker. So I assume this is something they didn't really specify in the pre-order listing. I don't know if this is magnetized or if it's like a Hot Toys joint clip where, for example, the Hot Toys Star Wars, where you tear out the arm and peg it back in. I would prefer a magnet, but they really didn't say what they were doing. So all I'm saying is, if it is that peg technique like the Hot Toys one, I would be really, really careful with swapping it out constantly, because you would break it. And I've seen a couple of people break their lightsaber switch out arms with that mechanism. So again, you got the long trench coat. You got the shitload of keys that he had in the apartment. Don't know if they're die cast. I don't think they would be. Kaustic Plastik don't seem to dive into die-cast parts. Not a problem, but I personally would like if they do step into the die-cast element. So you got some effects here. You got a nice picture of the side profile here, or the weathering here. I really, really like this. I mean, I don't see any faults at all. And the hands are really, really good too. That's something that was a standout on the Bela Lugosi I have, is the hands are extremely detailed. If only Kaustic Plastik added this seamless feature to the Bela Lugosi, and hopefully to the Horror of Dracula stuff. I would love if they do the seamless wrist look, because it adds that realism, and this looks amazing. So we got a photo here of Nosferatu in the doorway, which I think is a magnetized opening door with, I think, wood flooring too, which is a really good feature. I'm not regretting at all getting this version. Although I would like if they would, in the future, if they're going to give these big diorama bases, I would love if they would specify and show the sizes of these dioramas. It's similar to what InArt did with their Joker and Pennywise. They gave these massive diorama bases, but they didn't really tell people the dimensions and all that. I would personally like if they do start doing that. So if people want to display it in this, especially because most people have D12s, they're not going to be able to put this in. Like, I'm lucky that I'm getting module cases and I can fit this easily in a module case. I think most of the 6 series can fit this, and this looks smaller than InArt's gel cell. So again, I'm in the safe and all clear, but most people aren't, and I think it would be nice if they would tell the measurements of their dioramas in the future. Okay, that's right, you get an extra swap out head sculpt. I completely forgot about this. So this is pretty much Orlok at the start of the movie, when he's kind of like moping around with the paper. I personally don't like this head sculpt. I think the hat's weird, but I'm gonna go for the more iconic pose where he's staring in the door frame and the guy covers himself with the sheet because he gets scared. That's what I'm gonna go for. So yeah, this is pretty much the note that I was on about just before. I forgot what this note is. Is it the lease for people to rent his place? I'm trying to remember. I haven't watched the movie for a while. Well, actually, no, that doesn't look like a lease. That looks like some weird shit. But yeah, looking at the hands here and the sculpt details, yeah, this is a home run in my opinion. And again, this is the production photos, so this is what collectors are getting. And I would be disappointed if it's kind of like false advertisement and we're going to get something less than this. Realistically, we shouldn't, because this is the final product. And this is something that I like Kaustic Plastik and what they're doing with their releases. They show us basically the packaging, which might sound strange, but I do like that we're getting a glimpse of what's going to be sent to us, you know. InArt kind of scared everyone with that Nakatomi Plaza display box that we got, but with this, it's compact enough to not be that overscaled of a box. I think the best comparison is probably the Bela Lugosi special edition with the graveyard base. It looks similar packaging to that, so it's much more serviceable than that InArt one. And I think if you bought it from their site, the whole diorama set, I think it is numbered. So it's similar to the Bela Lugosi, where you will get a numbered piece, you get, I think, a shirt and a life-size prop, which I think is that scroll or pamphlet that he had beforehand. So they've got the graveyard there set up. Is there any difference to the box there? No, they're just showing everything unpacked pretty much. So it looks like for the all-in set, you're going to get 3 boxes in total. And we've got the door diorama here. This is pretty much the way I'm going to display him. Maybe without the keys, and I'll just have his arms awkwardly posed and positioned, because Nosferatu was pretty awkward of a Dracula, to be honest. He was probably the weirdest of them all. Like, Bela Lugosi was very menacing, and so was Christopher Lee. This guy was just very awkward. So you got some more pictures here, and then you got him in the casket, basically, just rotting away. Almost would want me to buy a second one just to have this one tilted up and have him inside the casket here, but no way. I'll leave that for the hardcore collectors that just have endless money to spend to buy multiple of these and display them in multiple options. But yeah, overall, I'm really anticipating this. This is probably one of my most anticipated figures this year, as well as the Horror of Dracula stuff. Although, as much as positive praise I'm giving this and Kaustic Plastiks figures, I do think there is an issue with this height and the scale of their figures. For example, the Bela Lugosi Dracula is slightly underscaled, and I think the real telling point will be when Christopher Lee's Dracula comes, simply because Christopher Lee's 6'5", he's going to be on the taller end of 1/6 scale figures, and that will be the telling point if they truly are messing up the scales. But that's left to be seen when that figure eventually comes down here and is released. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm overall, again, really excited to get this, and hopefully Kaustic Plastik continue the trend of horror and don't just ditch the property when they become a bigger company. I'm kind of disappointed Hot Toys went that route. They started with horror sci-fi and they completely ditched the genre in general. I mean, they did tease the Feral Predator, but I'm not jumping around until that's on pre-order. And hopefully we get some figures from horror that have been hugely outdated, revised. Freddy Krueger. And that's pretty much it for today. If you guys did enjoy this, make sure you like and sub, and I'll see you in the next one.